Subscribe or you'll be visited by the toll troll. Side hustles, main hustles, if you can think of it as a hustle, bring it here. I've noticed that in my own line of work, online book sales, that there's pretty much an entire ecosystem of people interacting with each other and supporting each other's business by creating services specific to online sellers. They just cater to each other and sell each other software and mentoring and things like this. They also make business deals together, like someone will offer a service to processing inventory quickly or someone will offer a service for sourcing inventory. It's a whole ecosystem where everyone is getting a piece of the pie. It's a real interesting system where you literally just keep getting juice the more you squeeze the oranges. You must simply be there to squeeze those oranges. I like this concept of creating an ecosystem where many parties in the same type of sector do things for everyone's mutual benefit. Of course, these people are your competitors, but it seems that you gain much more by way of playing fair than you do anything else. Consistency. And fair play. People like that. Most things will work if you offer that. For me, it's selling my blood plasma to Big Pharma. I also like to do people's gutters. Makes $50 on the low end, $100 per hour is more common. A little scoop for leaves and a ladder is all you need. A basic house is $100. A 2-story house is $200. Crazy houses can be $300 or $400. Jobs all take between 30 minutes to 4 hours. Usually 1 to 2 hours, that's what most jobs take. I will do 2 to 5 hours per day. Do the math. For me, it's hedges. Most people are too scared to climb ladders and too weak to hold the hedger to do the tops whilst on a ladder. For a fit chat, it's easy peasy. Super satisfying work. I love hedging. Basement waterproofing. Jackhammer perimeter of basement, dig a ditch, add gravel and pipes leading to a sump pump, on slope. Lay some new concrete. Takes 1 or 2 days. That'll be $15,000 please. Requires 10 IQ points. Can be drunk entire time. HVAC, sorry ma'am, I have to condemn this system, you'll need to get a new one. Unit costs $2,000 from manufacturer. Requires 4 hours to fully install. Charge customer $12,000. They desperately pay because it's 100 degrees in their house. I'm a work-from-home Chad still living with my parents, rent is expensive here, while saving money, but I pet and house sit for people in my suburban area where there's a lot of money, vacation time and pets. I can just go over to other people's house and work from there. People are finalizing their Memorial Day plans now. Florida snake hunter. Pick related. A few snakes and you've made thousands. Tree work, chainsaw and a truck, maybe some rope. Wood chipper is like $200 a day to rent. Can knock out a $5,000 tree job in a day solo. Just hit rich neighborhoods with older trees with mass pamphlets the day after a big storm. You'll be able to work fully from word of mouth after literally 3 or 4 jobs, that's how boomers work. Mutant animal breeder. Use basic knowledge of genetics to produce novel offspring, best done with species that are quite colorful and have a high divergence in potential appearances, such as ball pythons. Use Excel spreadsheets to forecast values of potential mutants based off current market data. Snakes sell by weight at a minimum. Be at the scale that operation costs do not outpace the basic gram value of a non-rare snake. Sell almost all snakes while they're still babies, for hundreds perhaps thousands of dollars. All you did was some data analysis on market trends of a high-dollar collector's item that you can create out of nowhere. Literally no risk because snakes always have a base value that's derived by their weight. Underrated thread. Amazon FBA Prep Center, charge $1 to $2 per item processed. If you're good, every employee you have can generate hundreds of dollars per hour for you. Be me, got a moving job, just sitting in a truck collecting $20 per hour drive time while the other guy drives. Also get a set rate per truck on top of hourly. Shit posting on here, looking for shitcoins to 100x. Thoughts on going to high schoolers to recruit cheap labor like the military does to get soldiers? It's a good way to get part-time workers, but even better is to employ young relatives as long as the work isn't dangerous. If you've got cousins or nieces, you can talk to them and their parents and convince them to work for you. It'll always be better than having them play video games, do drugs, or be lazy pieces of poop in general. That doesn't mean they'll work for free, but they'll do it for cheap since they've got no obligations and plenty of free time. Make it worth their time. Good thread. Is YouTube considered a side hustle? I was thinking of making an educational/tutorial channel about new technologies/AI stuff since I'm spending too much time on that stuff anyway. I got a decent voice and could show my faces if needed. YouTube is great as an advertising channel but a terrible source of income in itself. Most people that earn money from it is because they use it to advertise their website, product or whatever else, not from whatever scraps YouTube pays you from the ads you make people watch. Backyard nursery. Not my image, but nursing Japanese maples seems to have potential. They run for hundreds to over $1,000 at plant nurseries, despite every adult maple tree scattering countless baby saplings around itself early spring. You can find the saplings growing out of suburban sidewalks like weeds. Just dig them out, transplant them, then raise them passively for 2 to 3 years in cheap appropriate sized potting containers you can get from any nursery for free by asking. Even if only 20% of the saplings you plant survive that long, you could easily sell them to landscapers or local small nurseries for $50 to $100 each, depending how big they got. That's an easy $1,000 to $2,000 per year if you only raise them for 2 years and sell 20 of them. By year 3 you could sell them for double the year 2 price. Just print some super cheap stickers or tags to make them seem legit. Landscapers will absolutely pay you for them so they can charge their client store price. Solar panel sales, door-to-door lead generation. You don't have to actually sell anything to get paid for this. The solar industry is still thriving in some states and will be for most of this decade. Some solar companies have organized their business structure to have entry-level guys only find leads and knock on doors to set up appointments for their designated sales team. Anyone can do it. They give you an easy script to memorize and you knock on suburban doors until some nice or interested person agrees to an appointment to learn more about solar. I got $300 per qualified sit-down appointment I set up, and an additional $500 to $500 if the person got solar. Knocking hours are from 1 p.m. to 6/7 p.m. and you can pick whatever neighborhood you want within your huge territory. You're essentially your own boss who can decide whenever you want to work. Making it an easy second job that can make you $2,000 to $4,000 a week by only going door to door for 20 hours a week. Which is the equivalent of knocking on about 50 doors a day. Another possible hustle is buying a giant bear costume on Alibaba and then doing appearances for birthdays, holidays, etc. One appearance is like 30 minutes and I've seen these bears get paid over $100 per appearance. For past 15 years I would buy power sports, ATV, boats, dirt bikes, chainsaws, etc. that would be broken and then fix them up/restore and then flip for a profit. Also, being up north, the weather had such swings. Thus prices for a dirt bike at -20 with 2 feet of snow around Christmas usually meant the guy was out of a job and looking to sell fast and cheap. Buy, repair and sell in 4 months when spring hits for 3 to 4x. Now, truth be told, last 3 years of COVID has dried up a lot of the inventory. Also got married with kids now, so my time in the garage tinkering to flip a project for a few bucks is meaning I have fewer and fewer minutes to spend on those projects. In the prime I would have 6 or more toys in the garage and I never lost money. Yes, there was a few I would look and just sell as cores for same price to get my cost back, but that's less than 5%. Best, kids size, and anything 2-stroke. Worst, Chinese cheapo crap. Stick to name brand Honda, Yamaha, KTM, Suzuki, etc. Write kind and encouraging words for $5 per 100 words, with tips accepted. Advertise on Craigslist, newspaper, etc. Spend 12 hours per day being a positive person, uplifting spirits. Make money. I know how to build business intelligence dashboards, but am struggling how to translate this into a business idea. People don't just buy slide decks or analytics services on their own, do they? Landscape lighting, 20 or 30 lights in a person's front and backyard, low voltage electric, so no big deal. Dig 6-inch channel to hide wire between lights. A single day of digging and laying wire and installing lights, you win $1,500 to $3,000. Congrats. I thought about trying to sell my art, but what turned me off is the inevitable pity buyers. Where I'm not good enough to actually compete with real artists, but a family member or friend would probably give me $100 and a pat on the head, and I just don't want that. But I realized all business is like this. You buy from people you like. Only recently is it normal to buy whatever is cheapest at Walmart. In the modern consumerism system everyone loses. People can't compete with slave labor and people buy inferior products. I've also noticed circular economies form around hobbyists that sell to each other, but I've always wondered where the money comes from in the first place. If everyone is knitting mittens and giving them to each other, which person with the real job has the seed money that gets passed back and forth? I sell screaming nut vids on OnlyFans and make about $125 a month. Which here in Lithuania is enough for my rent with utilities included.